So Poops, kind of a weird topic to raise, but one that I think is kind of important. But yeah. Please stop saying sorry for being Malay. So Poops, you might have seen that on my channel there's been a bunch of incidents going on. There was a wonderful case of Hafiza Hussein. Then there was also Fathur Haron, Fuad Bahrom, Muhammad Izzuddin, and the good old Adit Irfan. And yes, they are Malay. I did have to make a couple of police reports out there, but some of you have literally turned to regretting being born into your race. And it's not just one of you either, there's also Amir Safwan amongst others. And of course, Ambatu 1987's old comment right here saying the existence of Malays like these made me embarrassed of being born a Malay. And every single time I read one of those comments, I'm like, why? I tend to judge individuals, not by their entire race. So you think about it, if you're going up to me and you're apologizing on behalf of all of the Malays, that makes about as much sense as me apologizing for the actions of every single Chinese in Malaysia. It is illogical. Cause whatever it is that some person of some racial group at some time in the distant past did to you, I wasn't a part of it. I don't know what happened, so how could I possibly apologize for what's going on? Yet, you see comments like Ambatus come out on the channel where people are going out and then saying, hey, sorry man for this, that, this and that. So Poops, apologizing for being Malay. In fact, you don't need to be apologizing for being proud of being Malay. Y'all have a certain culture, y'all have certain teachings, y'all have upbringings in different schools, places, life processes that were different from mine, but you share the same Malaysian citizenship and blue IC as me. You don't need to be, I want you to be happy, I want you to live out your best life, and I have no reason to ask y'all to apologize for the sins of some idiots out there in the community. I know it's very tempting for people to go out there and then say type N itu macam, or to insult entire value systems or religions or otherwise, but that's not what I'm here to do on this channel. Not just cause it's like a woke thing or anything, but it's just cause it's not logically correct. Like when you go out to school, you're gonna meet people of different races and religions anyway, and you start realizing that people's personalities are as diverse as the starry sky, and you're gonna find out, whether you like it or not, banyak orang, banyak ragam, and you have people out there who are doing things that you can't even imagine, even though they're of your so-called hated racial group. And generally, stereotyping people is, I think, something that's just not very wise or very bright in the first place, let alone stereotyping your own race. Having said that, I know that there are real problems out there in every community, and if you want to point those things out, then sure, like, go ahead. But I don't think that everybody needs to be thinking in terms of race or even religion, frankly. And like, if you want to abandon that whole so-called agama dan bangsa thing out there, I think that's up to you as well. If you don't want to abandon it because you think it's such an important part of your culture, then by all means. But I think a good number of you agree that what is Malay is not just this race and religious gaslighting, and that there are other things out there that are much more important than some of those idiots out there who do nothing except scream kafir all day are saying, thinking, and doing all day. You are not one of them, you are better than them. And if it's not you who defines exactly how the Malays are going to be seen and how they behave, might not be something that you can control just immediately, but some of you out there can gain power, you can become successful in your own field, and be the change you want to be out there in the world. Be so good so that if anybody ever says that you are Melayu malas out there, then you can shake it in their faces and say that, hey, I'm more successful than you. That would be great. I will be very happy if some of you Malay people are more successful than me, or Chinese people, or otherwise. But whatever it is, make it a healthy competition. Don't go out there with this sense of hasad dengki, imagining that every single Chinese person lives in a gated community, is of dynastic wealth, receive land from the British. We taught you how to kung fu and how to fly thousands of years ago. Y'all tak kena. I think that's all just part of like owning your identity as a community and learning how to make it better in some ways, shapes, or forms. You shouldn't be going out there and say that your culture sucks or stuff of that nature when actually you could be making it better. Of course, you are going to find that a whole bunch of people are out there screaming that you are barwas or liberals or whatever sort of nonsense that is out there. And to some extent, maybe that's unavoidable. But rather than give up because a whole bunch of dumb people don't want to build anything and they want to go out there there and insult or trivialize people for being so-called liberal. It's a lot better to go out there and think about how you can improve your life, the way you are as a person. So instead of hating on your race or spend time going out there and writing doomer comments about what your community is experiencing at the moment, go out there and learn about ways that you can actually develop your community. And if you're listening up to this point and you value some of the ideas that I've chosen to share with all of y'all out there, thank you so much for that. I'm honored and terima kasih. But yeah, I don't judge every single one of you by the worst of your people. A race, a society is not its lowest, so in effect you have nothing to apologize for. But I would appreciate it if some of y'all out there are able to actually chastise or actually rein in the people out there who are the bad elements in the society, because whether we like it or not, those people are going to give a bad name to your community. Like whenever Hafiza Hussein goes out there and starts yapping about Chinese people to a random person that she's never met, then people are gonna say, hey, like she's Malay, why do Malays behave like this? It's not just about my opinion, it's not about your opinion, it's about like how the entire country, the entire world is gonna be shaped by the behaviors of these kinds of people, amplified by social media, eventually solidifying into this impression of what the Malays are like, whether it's true or it's not. But whatever it is, you do not need to apologize for being Malay. Say after me, you do not need to apologize for being Malay. And there, we said it, and I hope that you take that to heart. But anyway, thank you for watching Sapoops, and what do you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all to say about that, and bye.